Let's turn now, because we already have some callers waiting to speak with you. We'll start with Sue tonight. Sue, we appreciate you staying up late with us. If you will, go right ahead with your question for the judge.
I'm just trying to find out, as a grandmother, what my rights are to my two grandsons.
Ongoing question.
Well,
Ongoing debate.
that depends on the circumstances. Let me say that first of all. I don't know what your situation is, and I can't speak to any specific situation. But in general, the parents have the ability to be able to determine who is going to visit with their children or to have time with their children. So if both parents are involved, or if a parent is involved who is ready, willing, and able to take care of the child, there's no issue related to that parent, then the parent is the person who's going to determine who has access to the child. So again, I don't know what your specific situation is, but in general, that's where we are.
Can grandparents, in spite of a child, can grandparents, in spite of the wishes of a parent, can they file for rights to see children or grandchildren?
You mean like visitation?
Visitation type rights, yeah.
In some circumstances, yes.
Uh-huh.
It depends on what's going on in the child's life and what's going on with those parents.
Yeah.
In terms of whether or not the grandparent would be successful. And that's one area of the law where I would encourage anyone who's interested in something like that to see an attorney.
Okay.
That's not one I would suggest you doing on your own.
Right.
That's great. Well, Sue, hopefully that advice helped you tonight. Thank you so much for calling in. Wish you the best with that situation. Let's turn now to Becky from Hayden. All the way in Hayden, we appreciate you watching, Becky. Please go right ahead with your question, if you will.
My question is, if a mother has been convicted of third-degree assault on a minor, should she be able to have anything more than supervised visitation?
Once again, that's a situation where it depends on the circumstances. Mm-hmm. That's a dependency case, generally speaking, okay? So if you have a parent who is accused of child abuse, mm-hmm. basically, or convicted of mm-hmm. child abuse, then that parent still has a right to try to reunify with the child. And they come to court, there's a dependency case, DHR is involved, and there are services that are provided to the parent. And if the parent is able to effectively go through that process, and the court is able to find that it's in the best interest of the child to reunify with the parent, then that's possible. But again, it depends on the circumstances. And in that one, there's a lot that has to be considered.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Becky, thank you so much for calling in with that question. And Judge, you're doing great with these answers. I mean, we don't get all of the details when callers call in, so just trying to give them kind of an idea of how things may go. So thank you for that clarification.